Good morning, students. Today we will see the role of Nur Jahan in the reign of Jahangir. And so we need to know who is Nur Jahan. Nur Jahan. Jahangir owed much of his success to his wife. Nur Jahan was a beautiful queen of Emperor Jahangir, and so he trusted more on Nur Jahan than any other wives he had. Nur Jahan was very talented and a diplomatic lady. She was talented and diplomatic, I can call it. And so Jahangir married her in 1611. Nur Jahan was extremely beautiful and talented lady and also diplomatic. He took her advice in all the matters of the administration of the empire. All the matters of empire. He, that means Jahangir, took the advice of Nur Jahan always. And then he governed as advised by Nur Jahan. So she was most trusted wife of Jahangir. When Jahangir fell ill, when Jahangir was ill, that means he was sick, the governance of the empire came on the shoulder of Nur Jahan. So Nur Jahan directly administered or governed the empire. So Jahangir felt left complete control of administration to Nur Jahan and spent his days in drinking. That was his weakness. I must say that was his weakness, that he was taken into drinks. And so Nur Jahan was able, talented, diplomatic lady, and so she could handle the empire. Such a big empire she was able to handle. Now Nur Jahan had become powerful enough, so in her name, and then surely Jahangir was mentioned also. She issued the new coin. So that is what called sources of information, another sources of information, and the coin was issued by Nur Jahan in her name, and surely both of her names, husband and wife. She employed her family members. See that when she is given important place and she is ruler, now what is the problem in appointing her own family members in the administrations or in the governance of the empire? So she appointed her own family members in important position, on the important position of administration. Her increasing power threatened Prince Khurram. Now, so she was becoming powerful. On the other hand, Prince Khurram was afraid, because slowly his power is being taken by Nur Jahan. Actually, as his son, he was more able than any other sons of Jahangir. Khurram was able. He was more powerful, more impressive, and he was most liked by the people and the nobles. So Jahangir died in 1626, and with his death, Nur Jahan retired from the court of life. That means she had no more power now, because power was there in connection with her husband, that is Jahangir. And so there came again the war of succession. War of succession broke out. That means soon after his death, the brothers started fighting among themselves for the throne. And so what called Khurram was more powerful. Naturally, what he did, we will read here, that he killed all his brothers and all those who wanted to become king. He finished them off. He made them powerless, and so he had safe entry to the throne. Safe entry on the throne. So Jahangir as a ruler. Now forget about now we'll see Jahangir as a ruler. Then the point that I have stopped, I will begin in the next phase. So Jahangir as a ruler, he was very good. He was most favored by his people, by his subject. He was following the footpath of his own father. Remember who is the father of Jahangir. And so Jahangir installed a system of justice called the chain of justice outside his palace. That means there was a bell hung outside his palace, and there was a chain, long chain was put, so that anyone who had any type of problem, any complaint, then he or she would go and ring the bell. When hearing the gong of the bell, the emperor would come, surely not directly, ministers, somebody will tell that somebody has come. But then who is to directly, emperor used to listen to the problem of his subject. And so he would give justice directly. So that's why it is called the chain of justice outside his palace. Whoever had any complaint about any official could come and ring the bell, and the emperor would speak to the person directly. That is what he also maintained friendly relations with Rajputs by marrying into their families and employing Rajputs in his court. So as his father, he also maintained a friendly relationship with the Rajput kings, Hindu kings. In other words, Hindu kings. He maintained good relationship with them. He was also fond of painting, and Mughal paintings reached great height during his time. Jahangir was a devout Muslim, but he did not let his personal belief dictate his state policy. So he was a good Muslim, but it did not did not come into the administrations, in the state policies and all that. So for him, all his subjects were equal. He did not favor he did not favor more Muslim than the Hindus or other religion, but he had good tolerance of religions. Religious tolerance he maintained as his father. So Jahangir was a devout Muslim, and then he continued with Akbar's policy of religious tolerance. That's what I said. Okay. So this was about his good thing about Jahangir. I had just stopped to use that Prince Khurram, after the death of Jahangir, Prince Khurram was supposed to be the ruler. Now he had other brothers also. What he did, all of them, he finished them off. So now we see Prince Khurram. After Jahangir's death, a war of succession followed, I said. And his sons, and between his sons. Finally, Prince Khurram, the third son of Jahangir. Prince Khurram was third son. Hope you know the four sons of Jahangir. Please remember that. 4 sons of Jahangir, you should remember, and I am not going to tell. This will be important. You find out where it is. Okay, so he was the third son. Who? Jahangir, Shah Jahan. Not Shah Jahan. Khurram. Khurram was the third son. Okay, so, and he was very, very ambitious. He was very, very ambitious that he should become the king. So what he did? He ascended the throne as Shah Jahan, the ruler of the world. Shah Jahan was born in 1592 in Lahore. His original name was Khurram. He ensured his position as the Mughal emperor by ordering the execution of all the male relatives who might have any had any claim to the throne. That is, this is very simple. In a simple line, it is stated. But I told you that he finished he killed the brothers and all other male members who would contest for the throne, so that there should not be any oppositions. He killed them all. See that he was ruthless man. He has no heart. He has no heart. So Shah Jahan was intelligent, ambitious, and dynamic king. He was eager to continue Akbar's policy of expansion. So he wanted to continue the policy of expansion, his expansion of kingdom as his grandfather, and so Shah Jahan did it. Okay, so the conquest and losses under Shah Jahan, which are the kingdoms he won, how, and all that we will see in the next video. Okay, so remember how Shah Jahan came to the power throne, and after who was who was the actual ruler of Mughal Empire during Jahangir? Why Jahangir was towards the end of his life, why he became sick and all that? What was his relations with the Britishers? How did he maintain his relations and all that? So all those things, please remember that. Okay, please revise the lesson till here at least. Thank you.